What's up, guys? Back with another video. Today, uh, for this particular video, we're going to get a little more serious with things. Um, got my serious glasses on. Today we're going to talk about anxiety. More specifically, we're going to talk about how I struggle with it. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys through it, and we're going to start with a definition. I'm going to be a nerd and read from the DSM-5, which is the Diagnostics Manual for counselors. So this is how you would diagnose a client, and I guess this is how I was diagnosed. So first, it's excessive anxiety and worry occurring more days than not for at least 6 months about a number of events or activities such as work or school performance. School performance was always like a big one for me. The individual finds it difficult to control the worry. So like even though you might know that it's an illogical thought, you still can't get it out of your head. The anxiety and worry are associated with 3 or more of the following 6 symptoms: restlessness, feeling keyed up or on edge, being easily fatigued, difficulty concentrating or mind going blank, irritability, muscle tension, and sleep disturbance. So I would say I'm pretty much affected by all of those. The irritability doesn't really get to me, and if it does, it's very, very rare. But everything else I would say I experience on a pretty normal basis. In terms of the muscle tension, I could work myself up so much anxiety wise that I'll end up getting like a terrible, terrible migraine. So that's something that can be debilitating when I get migraines. I can't do anything. I have to just lay down and rest because otherwise I'll get sick. The anxiety, worry, or physical symptom cause clinically significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. Like I said, that's something that I'm okay with for the most part. There's some rare occasions or phases where I really can't deal with going to work or class, but it's very rare, and there's usually another stressor in my life going on if that's what's happening. Yeah, and then it's just saying like it's not explained through another medical disorder. So it's like a never-ending voice in your head that tells you you can't do this, or that person doesn't really care about you. It could make the littlest thing seem like it's the end of the world. Irrational thoughts is definitely major. Saying like, whatever relationship you're in at the time, they don't really like you. They don't care about you. You know how people always joke on like social media, oh, they're on this and that social media stuff, but not texting you back, or they haven't texted you back for a couple hours. Yeah, that's a normal stressor, but for someone with anxiety, even though they know logically that person is just busy and like they'll get back to you when they can, you also have the irrational thought going on like, oh, they're gonna drop you. They don't really care about you. You're putting in more work than them. Things of that nature is something that I have to deal with every day, and it's not just relationships. It's friends. It's just like a constant putting yourself down, a constant guilt factor, constant overthinking. It's just your brain churning all day, every day. It's exhausting. When it's really bad, it makes things hard. It makes it hard to fall asleep at night. But when you do finally fall asleep and wake up in the morning, it also makes it hard to get up and out of bed and get moving. This is something I feel like I've always dealt with, but I didn't necessarily know that it wasn't normal. So, through grade school and when I was younger, I was really down on myself. and a major perfectionist. That's my other thing. I need to be good at everything. But I wasn't really diagnosed until my senior year of college. So I was dealing with it for a while, not really knowing that this mindset is something that isn't normal. It's not something that everybody has to deal with. One of my biggest struggles is dealing with the unknown. So I need to have everything structured and planned out. Otherwise, I get anxious about it. So that's why I have like straight up planner that I have to physically write in to like plan stuff out. So in order to cope with everything, I need to have a busy schedule and keep my mind busy. Because the worst thing for an anxious person is to sit in silence. So relaxing can definitely be a hard thing from time to time. Personally, I have good days and bad days. I have days that I'm like pretty much perfectly fine. It's not affecting me. And I have days that it's just overwhelming that I've had a couple days here and there in the past couple of years where I've literally had to like not go to class or um, call out of work. So I'm definitely higher functioning with it, but it certainly still affects me in a lot of ways. I feel guilty about it sometimes because I don't really have anything major going on in my life. So on top of the anxiety, I tend to get guilty that like I don't have a reason to feel this way. Um, so that's another difficult thing to deal with. Just like the guilt of I don't have a major traumatic event in my life in the past or currently going on. Um, so why am I like this? I actually have a friend who has a YouTube channel, Rosa Sounds. Go check her out. But she did something on anxiety, and she was telling me that it's something that I should do too. And I had someone else telling me that I should make a video about this, but I initially didn't want to do it because it's something that, to me, I only feel comfortable telling people that I'm very close to. But at the same time, being in the profession that I'm going to be in, which is counseling, I think it's important for other people to be aware, A, what it's like if they don't have it. So if they have other people in their life, they can understand better. And B, I think it's good for people who are struggling with the same thing to see that they're not alone.